Alright, since so many of you liked Hetalia High School, I'm going to do a second chapter. Let's get started with chapter 2. Since you seem to like it so much. Chapter 2. I hate maths. Yes, maths is spelled with an S. That is how they spell it over in Britland. Because it is mathematics, and you spell mathematics with an S, so math is maths. But then again, crystal methamphetamine is shortened to meth, and we call the plural of meth instead of meths. So, the argument can go either way. Anyways, let's begin with chapter 2. It was finally the last season of the day, but Feliciano was not too happy about it. The last class of the day just had to be maths. At least I'm having Elisabetta and Kiku in the same class will make it a little easier, thought the young Italian as he entered the maths classroom with his two new friends. There, Kiku, let's sit in the back, Feliciano pleaded to his Japanese friend. Sorry, Feliciano, I'd rather stay in the front to stay closer to the board so I can take notes, explained Kiku, who noticed his friend's cheerful mood drop as soon as he said the statement. Maybe you could sit next to Elisabetta for this class? Elisabetta nodded in agreement. No, it's okay. I won't leave you alone after you accompanied me for the whole day, so I guess I should at least try to take good notes, since I'm so bad at math. And I'll be glad to help you any time, Feliciano. Hey, thanks, Kiku, thanked Feliciano. Suddenly, some students rushed into the classroom and took their seats. Elisabetta, Feliciano, and Kiku sat together at the front, while Feliciano was in the middle of the trio. Then the door opened, and a large man with slicked-back blonde hair and blue eyes walked in. Some gasp could be heard across the classroom. Feliciano could hear a few students whisper behind him. I heard that's Coach Bioschmidt's little brother. No way, that guy could easily beat the coach. Crap, as if math wasn't scary enough. The blonde man began to introduce himself with a thick German accent that laced his voice. I am Ludwig Bioschmidt, your maths teacher for this semester. This course will be really easy. All you need to pass is... Feliciano tried to pay attention to what the man was saying, but damn! Even he had to admit that he was a little intimidating. Was it just him, or was this teacher in question really, well, handsome? Oh no! Wait, what was he thinking? Mr. Bioschmidt was tall, taller than his brother, with broad shoulders. It seemed he worked out. He was also blonde. His face was marked with a grim, serious expression, but he had those amazing pools of bright blue. At least they're not being described as orbs. Feliciano snapped out of his thoughts when Elisabetta asked him, Can we be on the same team then? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Feliciano gave a sheepish chuckle. Kiku noticed the conversation going on next to him and decided to help. Mr. Bioschmidt said that the project for tomorrow could be done in groups if we work together. Hey, great! If you want, we can meet at my home! Mr. Bioschmidt stopped writing the complicated equations on the board, turned around and stared straight at Feliciano. Please discuss that later, kids. Feliciano felt his face warm significantly at the moment. Hey, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Mr. Bioschmidt then continued on with the rest of the gruesome, brain-racking, difficult, harsh lesson. Isn't that how all math lessons go? The trio remained silent during the rest of the lesson. Feliciano diligently wrote whatever the teacher said, even there were many things he couldn't get, but decided he would his best. What even was that sentence? Maybe maths isn't that bad after all. Ooh woo. At exactly 2 o'clock, Feliciano said goodbye to his new friends and rushed through the halls to find his older brother. I didn't even get to see him during lunch. I hope he had a good first day just like me, thought Feliciano as he wandered through the halls. When he turned a corner, he crashed into someone. Something, or whatever it was, fell to the floor. He attempted to stand up while caressing his head. I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to. The other person cut him off. I'm okay. You shouldn't be running through the halls, so. Feliciano looked up and saw none other than Ludwig Beierschmidt. Feliciano didn't know what to say at first. It won't happen again. Please forgive me. You're one of my students, right? Ludwig asked. Feliciano gave him a confused look. How could he remember him? Not that he minded at all. It was just his first day. Sorry, it's because of your tick that I recognized you. Germany can now read minds! Is that so? Feliciano covered his mouth with a hand, which conveniently hid his sudden blush. Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. I just think that makes you kind of unique. The teacher said this while being a tad bit embarrassed of himself. Okay, said the little Italian, who felt as if his face were on fire about right now. Just be a bit more careful, okay? Mr. Beierschmidt said. Yes, sir! Then Feliciano went off to find his brother. I'm so glad I got to see him one last time. And he likes my tick. Oh, what am I thinking? It's pedophilia. The young boy was so girly at times. Then he found Romano, who was standing outside where Arsenius had left him that morning. Hey, fratello! He ran over to his brother and asked, How was your day? None of your business, replied Romano stubbornly. Now you better tell me how you made it last period alive. He may not show it, but he did care for his brother. Well, I made new friends and I didn't dislike all of my classes, Feliciano happily replied. Yeah, whatever. The big brother's concern has deactivated. There, look at Romano, there's Grandpa. Let's go now. The two ran over. Romano walked to the red convertible, which their grandfather drove. Ooh woo! Once they were at home, Feliciano was lying on the couch, whilst waiting for his friends to arrive. It was around 4:30. The afternoon decided to be really hot, so he was falling asleep on the big comfy couch that was his grandpa's favorite. He could feel his eyes drooping ever so slightly. His mind wandered to different places until it came to his maths class and the good-looking teacher. The light from the window made him look even more handsome, and he could see the motion of his lips slowing down while explaining some math problem that he would never understand. He felt the urge to kiss those lips. When he was about to do so, he was hit in the head with a textbook. Stupido fratello, there is somebody at the door asking for you. Romano was standing over him with his ever-present scowl while holding a random textbook he got from God knows where. Feliciano rarely got angry at his brother, but he had just had to ruin the good dream that he was having. But Feliciano didn't show his anger. Instead, he thanked him. Thanks, Romano. I'll be right there. It turns out that Kiku and Elisabetta were at the door. Feliciano led Kiku and Elisabetta inside the house. Oi, idiot, who are these bastards? Romano asked whilst leaning against the wall, observing the shy Japanese man and the energetic Hungarian girl. Romano, those are my new friends. He pointed to Kiku. This is Kiku, then pointed to Elisabetta. And this is Elisabetta! Keh! Was all that Romano said before he went back to his own room. Kiku and Elisabetta observed their behavior and appearance of Romano before he walked away. Elisabetta commented, You and your brother are incredibly alike. Once you get to know us a little better, you may want to change your mind, was Feliciano's response. Kiku was still admiring the interior of the house, seeing in detail in every centimeter of the place as an exotic piece of art. You have a beautiful house, Feliciano, said Kiku, who wished he had brought his trusty camera to take pictures of the wonderful house. I applaud you, author. I applaud you. I applaud you for that detail. Thanks, Kiku. Grandpa Arsenius is into design and architecture, so he decided to redecorate the whole place as soon as he bought it, explained Feliciano. Shall we begin with the project? We can work in the living room. Ooh woo. After a couple of hours, both Kiku and Elisabetta were almost done with their part of the project, but Feliciano was going through a lot of trouble. I just don't get this. He threw his pen down at his book. It's not that difficult. Here, let me help you. Kiku moved closer to Feliciano to help him. When I see you doing it, it seems easy. But once I start on my own, I just don't get where I should begin. Feliciano stressed, and maths was known to stress people out. Elisabetta and Kiku were already tired. Elisabetta suggested, maybe we can finish tomorrow during break. There are just a few problems left to solve. That's alright. I've been doing enough maths for today. Kiku sighed. Then his cell phone rang. Surprisingly, his ringtone was the Pokemon theme. After he hung up, he announced, I should go now. I still have to do that art project with... He trailed off ever so dreamily. Heracles! Elisabetta and Feliciano finished his sentence together. It's okay, Kiku, but isn't it a little dark out? The Japanese boy was a little nervous. He doesn't live too far from me. Oh, I see, said Feliciano with a sly grin on his face. Hey, it's not like that. Kiku was now blushing like a schoolgirl talking about hot guys. Kiku, don't be so serious about it. It was just a joke, right, Feliciano? Elisabetta explained as Feliciano nodded in return. Sorry. I'm okay. Bye, Elisabetta, and thank you, Feliciano, for letting us come over, said Kiku as he packed up his things. Feliciano accompanied his friend to the door. I should leave as well, said Elisabetta as she checked the time. Wouldn't you like to stay and ask for a pizza or something, Elisabetta? Grandpa Arsenius is coming home late tonight and Romano is at soccer training, explained Feliciano. You would probably call it football. But it's a minor detail. Minor detail. I would be glad to, replied Elisabetta. Ooh woo. The two were watching a concert on TV while eating freshly made pizza. Elisabetta? Replied Elisabetta. Have you ever, had a crush on a teacher? Asked Feliciano, avoiding Elisabetta's eyes. Elisabetta choked on her pizza before answering. Why? Just asking, replied Feliciano. But, well, I'll tell you something. Just don't tell anyone else. Not even Kiku, pleaded Elisabetta. It seemed to be a big secret. Okay. Feliciano was curious now. You see, last semester, I joined the chorus not because I'm really good at it. I mean, I like music and stuff, but the real reason I joined it was because of Mr. Edelstein. Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! He's just so perfect. He's talented, handsome, and elegant. I'm just so happy when I get to see him. It's the same way I feel about Mr. Bayerschmidt. Elisabetta was a bit shocked. This worried Feliciano. When Elisabetta noticed the embarrassment on the boy's face, she felt guilty. I'm sorry, Feliciano, I didn't mean to offend you. I just thought you'd be into girls because you're so popular with the girls, she explained. Oh, but I do like girls, just not in that way. No! What are you... No! Once again, they've erased an entire part of Italy's character. One of the biggest parts of his character. Italy is canon bisexual. What are you doing? Italy loves to flirt with girls. It's a hobby. What are you doing? Just not in that way. Mr. Bayerschmidt, he really makes time stop when I see him. It's actually the first time I've ever felt this way about anyone else. Elisabetta was taken aback by his friend's honesty. It looks like we are into the same type of guy. They burst out into laughter and stopped when they heard the front door opening. Oi, Veneziano, I'm home. But you're calling him Veneziano now? Consistency. Gone. Right out the window, announced Romano, who had walked in. He was in his soccer uniform. A black sports bag hung at his side. Idiot, did you make a dinner? There's pizza in the kitchen, Romano. Romano dumped his bag near the entrance and walked into the kitchen. No, I can't tell you two aren't alike, commented Elisabetta. They started laughing again. It seems that Feliciano had found confidence in talking to Elisabetta. You know how every time you fall for somebody, you need someone who can listen to your babbling about it all the time. Ooh woo. End of chapter 2.